to Wilson's Library. Today we are going to be reviewing The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley.
Hi, Wilson.
Hi, Daddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's been a while since we reviewed a book. What did you think of The War That Saved My Life?
Well, a couple of years ago, my friends Winona and Franny, who live in Colorado, shout out to them, gave me this book. I read it once, thought it was really good, so I decided to read it again to review it to you guys.
All right.
So yeah.
Who are the main characters of this book?
The main character is this girl named Ada Smith, who is in the middle of World War II. She's a clubfoot, which means instead of walking normally, her one foot, one of her feet is always faced sideways. You can kind of see it on the cover of the book if you look at her feet. So she always has to walk like that, and so basically she went to live, she's a refugee. She escaped from her hometown in London with her brother, and their mom was really mean to her. She called her a disgrace and wouldn't let her go outside and called her a piece of rubbish.
Just because she had a club foot?
Yeah, and she could have even fixed it. It could have been fixed.
Her mother could have had it fixed?
Yeah.
But she didn't?
Yeah, because they were kind of poor.
How did that make you feel?
I don't know, it just felt kind of mean.
Mean-spirited?
Yeah, and then they went to live with this person named Miss Smith. And, they didn't actually even know their real birthdays. So they went to live with this person named Miss Smith, who took care of them really well. And as you can see on the cover, she's, Ada's looking at a pony. She also let her ride the pony named Butter, which actually kind of helped her, set herself free a little bit.
Of the riding of the pony helped her feel set free?
Yeah, since she could do something,
That didn't involve walking, right?
Yeah.
Or running?
Yeah, and she got crutches from a doctor also.
Okay.
And there was one thing I didn't like. They just ended the book super abruptly. They're just in London, and then the Miss Smith says, "You saved my life," and then Ada says, "Now we're even." Then it just ends. You don't know what happens.
So you would have liked to hear more about her story.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about what her story could have become afterward?
Yeah, kind of maybe an epilogue. Maybe when she's an adult or something.
Yeah, would that be interesting to you?
Yeah, that would be cool. Or maybe even a sequel.
Oh, wow. I do know that you love your book series. So
Yeah,
maybe
I do.
a series about your character for this book. What else did you find interesting in the book?
I found something interesting. I wouldn't normally have liked a book that was kind of historical fiction, which is kind of what this is, but I don't normally like those, but this kind of brought it into a new vision for me.
In what way?
It showed me the person, when you think of war, you would think of people fighting, deaths. This saved her life, this war.
Because it got her out of London.
Yeah, and it got her to people who cared about her.
That's an interesting take. So the genre of historical fiction is not something that you're used to, but you would think that this book fits into that category?
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe even a little bit of realistic fiction.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of a mix of those two. Because historical, World War II, and realistic because it's not historical fiction usually has some time traveling kids or something like that, but this doesn't have that.
Did you find things out about World War II that you didn't know before?
I learned about the different types of planes since her little brother's really into planes.
Yeah, cool. And would you read more historical fiction based on this book?
Probably. I mean, it's not my favorite because usually it just shows two clueless kids going back in time and then they're oh! So that's what happened for a book report or something like that. And then it's just But like this takes it like into a different perspective. Like it actually shows someone living in that time.
Yeah, cool. And you thought the characters were compelling?
Yeah.
The two main characters in particular?
Yeah.
What about the plot? Was it compelling? Did it draw you in and keep you going?
Yeah. Yeah, it really did. Like it was they're in London, then they're in this place, then they're back in London for like a day or two, then they're back in this place.
How did they get around? Just curious. You know, I
like most of the time she rode her pony, but like if it was somewhere like around the house, she used her crutches.
Okay, but I mean, how'd they get back and forth to London? She didn't ride her pony to London.
So there was a train that took refugees back and forth.
Wow. Train travel. That's interesting and unique to us, right?
Yeah, and she never actually knew what she looked like. Like, she was never allowed to look into a mirror.
Why?
Because, like, her mom only had one, and it was, like, upstairs, so she couldn't get to it.
It's a special mirror for her mom.
Yeah, and if, like, she did something bad, her mom would lock her in the sink cabinet, like, right under where the sink is, for a whole week.
Oh, man. She does not sound like a very good parent.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, what ages do you recommend this book for?
I think ages maybe 9 and up, because like there's some pretty like heavy stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like the parenting thing.
Yeah.
And like war. Something like that.
War is a pretty big thing. So is parenting. So is parenting. So a little bit older age group than what you normally read, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any thing you would like to say to Nona and Franny about this book?
I really enjoyed it. Like, it was so good.
How about a big thank you?
Thank you for that.
Yeah. It's good to share information about books with your friends, right?
Yeah.
All right. Were there any monkeys at all in this book? I'm always curious about.
No.
There's no monkeys in this one either?
No.
One of these days you're going to read a book that has monkeys in it.
No. Probably not.
All right. Okay, so without further ado, we always like this part of the show. Where do you happen to rate this particular book?
All right, you're gonna take this as
The War That Saved My Life. What is Wilson's rating for this wonderful book?
So this might come as a surprise, but it was probably a 4 because, like I said, it kind of ends abruptly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 out of 5. That's a really good score.
Yeah.
And your only drawback why you're not quite giving it a 5 is just because you'd like to have seen more. You'd like to have read more.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit longer story would have got you a 5 for Kimberly Bradley's The War That Saved My Life.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
Pretty much.
Thanks. That's a great review. I appreciate it.
Bye, everyone. And don't forget to like and subscribe because subscribing helps support the library.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. The library is now
closed.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.